Why in POV? I came in front of his prison. With each slow step, my breathing became heavy and my stomach churned with anxiety. I really want to cry, but I don't think I have any tears left. I can run away again, but photos. I'm not sure what kind of photos he has of Yuki. I deserve it all, but not her. She's a pure, innocent little girl with many dreams. I entered through the main gate and all of his guards stood like demons guarding their devil. No one moved a muscle, but as I stepped inside, the gate closed behind me with a loud thud. I looked back with a blank gaze, knowing there was no point in running. Two guards came behind me, standing side by side. Somewhere he's still afraid that I'll run away. I let out a dry chuckle, finding it amusing that he takes me so seriously. I walked in and found myself in a dark living room. He's doing everything he can do to scare the crap out of me, and it's both working and not working. One moment I get scared to death, but then the very next moment I feel nothing. I took a pause, but one of the guards came forward and said, "Ma'am, follow me." I followed him silently as one fully armed guard remained behind me. They came to a halt in front of a room and opened the door, and before I could comprehend what was going on around me, I felt someone pushing me hard from behind with such a force that I collided with a hard thing. Before my mind could process anything, I was grabbed and dragged. My head was spinning because I hadn't eaten anything since yesterday. I found myself sitting in an unusual position on something soft but somewhat hard. For a split second, black dots blurred my vision, so I shook my head while closing my eyes tightly to get rid of them, and succeeded. But an instant later, my eyes widened as realization hit me like a truck, and I let out a gasp. I slowly raised my head and looked in front of me. Leave me. Easy there, darling. Thank you. She was furious. Why won't she be? After all, she was sitting on my lap, her hands tied down and chained with my waist, and chairs back. She is too near me, yet too far away. What do you get after doing all this pathetic shit? You. You can never get me like this. Then tell me a way by which I can get it. Forget about your rumors. Making you live with me. You promised. There is another promise that I need to fulfill before. The night when you left me. Remember what I said? Flashback. I'll return the favor when we will meet next time. What favor? But it won't be on sex. Back to the present time. Her eyes doubled in size and she wiggled in my embrace again, as if it would get her anywhere away from me. I wrapped one arm around her waist and pushed her deeper into me, then took out a pocket knife and dropped the tip of it on her cheek, causing her to stop moving and freeze on the spot. This is the only way to make you stop giving me. Don't waste my time, please. My sister is in danger. I'll save her. Huh? Why? So you can always live under the weight of my favor. You are just obsessed with me. Call it whatever you want, but my love for you is limitless. And here's a little secret for you, Mrs. Kim. When love crosses all its limits, it becomes a disease. And if love does not cross all its limits, then it's not love, darling. It's all for sure. Still attached tightly, giving me goosebumps. I wanted to push myself in and claim her till my last breath, but her tears made me freeze. She looked at me, tears streaming down her lovely eyes, breaking my heart. She sobbed even more as she looked down. She looks like a warrior who had lost the battle for which he had trained his entire life. Strong, yet defeated. I really want to forgive her and end her pain in the blink of an eye. But she'll deceive me again. She'll abandon me once again. Tell me your side of the story. Please. Make it easier for me to forgive you. Make it easier for me to trust you again. I really want to love you. Let's stop pretending like we hate each other. Please. I was shocked to see her crying on my shoulder. She is so tired and out of her mind that she is crying on her enemy's shoulder. Seeing her in this much broken state makes me feel like I'm walking on hot coals. Our parents passed away in an accident when I was 15 and Yuki was 12. Her head was still on his shoulder. She told her story in a broken voice, like a child complaining to an elder, while the tears never stopped. I had to raise her education, her needs. Everything was on my shoulder. I tried working overtime to save money for us, but it wasn't enough. I couldn't even afford to pay our rent. We were about to go on streets, but a friend of mine suggested me a risky job, con artist, and I became one. At least it was still better than selling myself. Mayuki is very intelligent. She wanted to become a doctor. I cannot pay it like I did to myself. I didn't have enough money to pay for her degree, so I took permission to con her. Don't touch me. Keep doing what you were doing. I still deserve the worst. No, you don't. And I didn't give all of your data. Main data is still secure. I couldn't bring myself to ruin you completely. Wait. Photos, please. Clara. She flinched and a maid walked in. Here's her. Moaned and extended her hand to put the tray on the table in front of her. Vine moved her wrist and tried to distance herself from Taehyung as she felt embarrassed in front of the maid. But Taehyung didn't move an inch. First take it. Allow me show you photos if you eat this. Vine ate whatever he gave her. It's hurting. What? Vine just looked in his eyes and her flushed cheeks were enough to let him know what she was saying. Okay, but behave or else. Vine just nodded her head without looking at him. He untied her jeans and stood up, still holding her in a bridal style. And made her lay on bed, and she never protested as she knew that maybe things are going to get less complicated between them. He extended his tablet and showed her the pics. Yuki? I could see her entire body trembled, her eyes widening, and blood dripping down her nose slowly.